What's up guys, today I'm going to teach you guys how you can create this sick motion lock orbiting zoom effect in After Effects. Let's go. My name is Evan Huynh, welcome to 11% Tutorial. Once again, as I mentioned, today I'm going to be teaching you guys how you can create this sick orbiting motion lock effect in After Effects. It's a really sick effect that can really just help emphasize certain objects or parts of your video, and also it's really easy to recreate. Today we're going to be getting practical, going in the field, shooting some stuff, and then coming back into After Effects and then editing it after. The certain type of shot required to create this effect is very particular, so you are going to have to use this with very certain shots, and you can't just create this effect with any given footage. But really quickly, before we start this tutorial, I wanted to mention really quick, if you guys are interested in spicing up your video effects and speeding up your editing workflow, definitely make sure to check out 11%.net. There we seriously spill all the sauce. We have preset packs ranging from essential title cards to 3D overlay presets that you can literally just drag and drop into your videos. They're all super easy to use, and we're dropping constant preset packs there every day. I seriously pour my heart and soul into creating these preset packs so that you guys can just speed up your editing workflow, and also so you guys can improve your effects. But I just want to let you know to check out 11%.net if you're interested in copying any of these preset packs. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the tutorial. So the first step is you're gonna have to go outside. Grab your camera and set it to 4K. You're gonna be wanting to shoot this in 4K or the largest picture quality file, because we're gonna be zooming in a lot, so you really don't wanna lose any quality. The second step is you're gonna wanna find an object. Of course, obviously an object that you're gonna wanna track, and make sure that has a very definitive aspect or value, whether that's like a dot or a square or just something that is going to be present in the frame the entire shot. Because if we have something very definitive, it makes it easier for After Effects to track it in post. You're gonna wanna film this object, and I recommend you rotating around this object in like a 180-degree manner while keeping your camera locked on the object the entire time. Now try to keep your hands as still as possible. You can move as slow as you want because we're gonna be speeding up this in After Effects. So if you have a gimbal or any stabilizers, I definitely recommend using it. I'm gonna be using it handheld just because I got some really smooth camera hands. But seriously, really try to hold your camera as still as possible and lock it on to that object the entire shot. And definitely make sure that nothing gets in the way of that object throughout the entire shot, because that will definitely mess up your effect tracking. And now once you have this footage, you guys are ready to go into After Effects. Let's go edit. All right guys, so now that we're inside of After Effects, first thing you do, have your clip loaded up. Now remember, very important, make sure this clip is in 4K. It will really save your project because we're gonna be zooming in a lot, and you definitely don't wanna have any quality loss in this effect. Now the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here to the tracker panel right here. Now if you don't see this panel, you can just go ahead and hit Window, Workspace, and make sure you're on the All Panels tab, and it should be right there. And then what you're gonna do is you're going to select your clip. Now you're gonna see you have 4 nice options right here in the tracker panel: track camera, warp stabilizers, track motion, and stabilize motion. The method that we're gonna be going with today is the stabilize motion one. And now you're gonna see immediately it's taken us into a new composition right here, and we have this nice little tracking point that is similar to the other After Effects tracking points. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and you're going to drag the inner box to a point on your object that is pretty similar throughout the entire shot. Now this one right here, this subject was a little bit tough because I'm rotating around this like fence pole in my backyard, and it's kind of switching up different looks throughout the frame. So we're just gonna go ahead and try to track the corner and see how well After Effects does. I wanna make sure this outside box is pretty small, but just in the range that the frame can possibly move throughout the entire shot. So I'm just gonna keep it around this big. You don't want a really big outside tracking box because it'll take a lot of time and it'll just make After Effects trip up a lot harder. Now that I have my inner box and outer box set, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to hit the Analyze Forward button. Have your finger over the stop button because After Effects might mess up. If there's any parts where it messes up or jumps, then you can just go ahead and fix it. We're just trying to make sure that it doesn't do anything absolutely crazy. All right, now you can see right there, After Effects messed up, and now you can see the tracker point is on these wires right here. That is definitely not what we're tracking. So we're just gonna go a couple frames before. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to select the timeline right here, and I'm gonna hit plus to zoom in. And I'm going to hit the drop down on tracker 1 and drop down on tracker point 1. And I'm going to go to the last frame before it jumps to the sky. And then I'm just going to select all the future points and just delete those. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zoom in, and I'm just going to pretty much readjust our tracking point until it's tracked back onto our subject. And now let's go ahead and hit the play button again. Oh, it looks like it messed up again. Now if you're coming across this issue and After Effects tracker point is really having a hard time on a certain spot, it looks like I moved the camera a little bit too fast in this part, you can just go ahead ahead and go individually one frame at a time. I know it sucks, but you're really gonna have to do it. So you can see in that one frame, I really moved crazy amount the camera movement. So it looks like we jumped a lot in one frame, and it was just outside of the tracking range. So that's why the tracker went to the wire. So I'm just gonna have to individually adjust that frame. And now let's go ahead and see if we can continue to track this. All right, now it seems like it's doing a much better job tracking the fence pole right here. I'm just gonna keep playing that out and make sure that white tracking box stays on the fence pole. Boom, voila, there we go. We have a nice, pretty rough tracking of our fence pole. Now you can see, once you're done with tracking your entire subject, what you're gonna do is you are going to hit apply. Now it's gonna select X and Y, and I'm gonna hit okay, and boom, voila, there you go. You can see we have a nice fence tracking right there. So what I did was I actually increased the speed like a lot, like 1000% or something. So we have this really quick, fast motion of the fence pole, because I was walking around the fence pole, but it took like roughly around 30 seconds. So I just sped that up. So we have this nice little quick clip of this fence pole. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to hold shift, and I'm just going to scale up this shot a bunch because we've shot it in 4K. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go to my layer, I'm gonna hit new, and I'm gonna create an adjustment layer. Now you can see this adjustment layer appeared above our clip in a nice purple layer. And now I'm gonna come over here to my effects and presets, and I'm gonna search for directional blur. Now this directional blur, I'm gonna go ahead and drag it to our adjustment layer, not our clip, our adjustment layer. Hit the drop down on the adjustment layer, hit the drop down on the effects, hit the drop down on the directional blur, hit blur length keyframe at the very beginning, and make sure it's set at 0. I'm gonna go a couple frames in, maybe like a second or two in, and I'm going to increase that blur length to something like, let's say like 80. There you go, that looks pretty good. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set the direction to 90 degrees. Now it depends on whatever motion you're tracking it in. Ours is kind of more of like a horizontal movement, so I'm setting the blur to a horizontal blur. I'm gonna create a mask around our fence pole. So I'm gonna grab the pen tool right here in the top left-hand corner. I'm gonna make sure I'm still selected on the adjustment layer, and I'm just going to draw a very, very rough mask around our fence pole, just like that. Hit the drop down on masks under the adjustment layer, hit the drop down on mask 1, and I'm just going to increase the feather like a shit ton so that we have pretty good feathering. And now very, very, very important, make sure you check this inverted box. The box must be inverted for this effect to work. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to hit a keyframe on the mask on whatever frame you first started it with. And in case if you need to adjust or move the mask throughout the entire clip, you can do that by just using your cursor tool and just moving the mask. So like some parts right here, you can see it kind of moves out of frame. So I'm just gonna go ahead and adjust that mask so it stays locked onto our fence pole, and boom, voila, there you go. There we have it. A nice directional blur for our orbiting lock effect. And you can see we have some nice directional blur in the background. It looks like those trees are really moving fast compared to the way how we're moving around this fence post. And I don't know, it just really definitely enhances this effect. Now you can do, of course, you can do a bunch more stuff like increase the scale. Sometimes it really depends on your clip footage, but maybe let's try it with this one. So I'm gonna start a scale keyframe at the very beginning, and then at the very end, I'm just gonna go ahead and zoom in a little bit even more, and let's drag that keyframe to the very end. So that way, as it plays out, you can see we're not only orbiting around the fence pole, but we're zooming into it as well. Pretty much, guys, that is the effect. Like I said, with all my tutorials, mess around with it. Don't copy these settings down to the exact nitty-gritty details, you know, make your effect unique. And with that, guys, here is the final result. If you guys made it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you again so much for watching. If you managed to find any value or help from this video and you could create a dope effect now, really please, if you could just smash the like button and hit subscribe. It's free, all this content is free, so really it'd mean the world to me. And once again, if you're interested in checking out our preset store at 11%.net, we have some dope preset packs. One in particular to mention is our camera shake it up visual effects preset pack. It's absolutely insane and it works perfect with this effect. Just a bunch of overlays and transitions that you can use to add some artificial camera shakes that really make your footage look realistic and a lot more intense, especially with this effect that we're doing, and a lot more cooler hype edits. You definitely need some camera shake. So we have a camera shake preset pack right here. And the best thing is that we aim to keep our preset pack prices below all the other competition. So you're really getting the best quality, the best price, and you're speeding up your editing workflow all in one. Definitely make sure to check out 11%.net. I seriously pour my heart and soul out there into creating some dope preset packs for you guys. And one more thing to mention, if you're interested in getting some extra content, some extra value from this channel, definitely make sure to join 11% 20% plus in the membership link below. There we have exclusive tutorials, additional content on how to network, how to get into the industry, and how to sell your work better and make more money as a videographer. We have a very low cost membership tier, and because we're teaching you guys how to make money, I say it's seriously one of the best investments any video editor can ever make. So if you guys are interested, definitely make sure to check out the links in the description. Once again, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.